Hello, everyone. I'm Maddox Brown with New England MMA News, and I'm here with Jake Ferri. How you doing, Jake?
I'm fantastic, my friend. Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming on the show. Since you're new to the show, we're going to start with how you got into the sport of MMA. How did you get into this sport?
Well, I wrestled for years. I started when I was like fourth grade. Brought me all the way through college. So I've been wrestling for about 15 years. And since one point in high school, I knew once wrestling was over, I wanted to get an MMA. I wanted to fight. That's what I wanted to do. But I had to get through wrestling first. So the way I actually went, I told the story a couple times, but when I was like a sophomore in high school. Like I had very little exposure to MMA up until then, and I got contacted by this local MMA fighter, and my buddy Jake Villa at the time was getting ready for a fight and wanted to get some wrestling work in. So he hit me up, and we went to go train, and I knew nothing, and we were like sparring around a little bit and like moving around, and I went to shoot, double leg. Like my hands were like reaching out for his legs, like nothing covered my face from space. Like he threw a leg kick at the same time. That kick just popped me in the nose. I like pops up my feet. I'm like, dude, what? I never been kicked in the face before. I'm like, that was kind of wild, man. Maybe there's something I want to do. And then we went to the most beautiful place in the world, Hampton Beach. And ever since then, I wanted to be a fighter.
How did you find the gym you train at right now?
Um, so I was out in Ohio, uh, about up until like maybe a year and a fourth, year and a half ago, give or take. And once I finished like school and wrestling, I was moving back, and I had my buddy James, been friends with for a long time, was training up at KTA doing jujitsu there and everything, and he brought me along actually one day when I was like just visiting home. So I would train a little bit here and there when I could, but it was never consistent because I was just wrestling. Wrestling was like full time priority. Couldn't really fit nothing else in. But when I was visiting home on like spring break or something like that one year, late in my college career, he brought me to the gym, you know, uh, Karasu Tango Academy. I was just rolling around with him and Walter, Walter Catito, the coach at KTA, great coach. And, that was kind of my first introduction. And then when I was like, I was done, I was moving back, Walter was texting me about coming in and training. I just started kind of going there more and more and kind of found a home there.
Did you have an inspiration that like just someone or who inspired you to start your career?
Um, That's hard to say. Like, obviously draw inspiration, from a lot of different people. Like, I never like try to look at other fighters and like look up to them, like consider them role models or heroes or anything. So I never want to put anyone in the same profession as me, no matter at what level. I never want to put anyone on a pedestal over me. I tell my wrestlers all the time, don't be a fanboy. Then you're putting people over you. No, don't care what level it's at, nothing. You could be fans, but you know, keep it light. But obviously, I was talking to you about Jake Pilla earlier. He was like first person to really get me into it, introduce me to everything. Now we're like a decade later. You know, past like MMA, sport aside, and everything. Very very close friends. Brothers, whatever you want to call it. And then I had my high school wrestling coach, Mark Donovan, who I credit everything to. Like I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't have accomplished anything that I have without him and his influence on me and his support throughout my life.
So uh, Now we're gonna get into your upcoming fight, which I'm really excited for. You're fighting Jordan Varney at NEF 60 for the NEF flyweight title. What do you know about Jordan, and how do you see this fight going for you?
Uh, he seems like a good competitor. He's fought up. His last fight was at like 145. Now he's saying he can make 125. You know, he's long. I don't know. Like I say, he seems like a tough fight. Seems like this will be my toughest fight yet. But you know, wheels keep turning. I'm just gonna go do what I do. I'm confident in my ability to win the fight, no matter where it goes. And I'm looking forward to getting that strap.
Do you see any weaknesses in his game?
Oh, we don't have much film in him. I don't care about his weaknesses. I just care about my strengths. And like I said, I know I could win the fight no matter where it goes. I feel confident in that.
So, what do you think your keys to victory for this fight would be?
Keys to victory? I guess, yeah, it's hard to say. I think he'll try to. I don't know if he'll try to come forward, stay in my face like we've seen some clips in before, or if he'll use his distance and try to you know keep me away from him, keep range. I don't know. Just depends on what's going on out there, but we're preparing for whatever, any scenario. You know, we have a good training camp, starting to really dial everything in. You know, so I'm sorry I can't give you a great like definitive answer there. But like I said, I feel good no matter where the fight goes. Feel confident.
So, what do you think this fight will do for your career moving forward? Even though you're young in your amateur career, could you see yourself going pro or maybe getting another title or defending the NEF?
Yeah, I definitely want to have a few more amateur fights before we turn pro. We're just kind of taking it fight by fight, but you know, just be a good fight, good scrap. I'm excited. And, like I said, we're just taking it day by day, fight by fight, one fight at a time. But I'm excited about the title fight, winning the title, possibly defending it eventually, depending on how everything's going. But in the end, I don't care that much about the amateur 125 NEF title. In the end, it's just a stepping stone. It'll be a good accomplishment, good milestone. But none of this stuff in amateur really matters in the end. What comes down to it, all this is doing is preparing me for a professional career. Moving that next step forward. So I try not to put too much stock in what's going on in the amateur career and what's happening, and more so in how it's preparing me, how it's getting me ready for the next level, the next step.
So, who are going to be some of your key training partners for this camp?
Key training partners, I'm always working with Walter damn near every day. He's awesome. I was talking about, Jake earlier. He's a good training partner of mine. We'll probably be getting some work in tomorrow. Um, some of the longer guys in the gym, of course, like Mike Woods, who's a beast, man. I can't say I can't say enough good things about Woods, man. He's awesome. Mike Jolicoeur, if you don't know his nickname, he's a great fighter. He's gonna be a good partner of mine. He's got the same body type, reach. Um, Liam McNeil is a Muay Thai guy in the gym who I'll be working with a good bit. Same idea, same type of reach and distance. So kind of really, you know, replicate that just a size difference. I'm a little guy, man. I'm short. I got little arms. I got to figure it out.
So, how do you think your past fights have helped you prepare for this fight?
I just getting comfortable, man. Like, you know, face some tough opponents, but like, at least just getting comfortable. I've building some cage time. When it comes down to it, I've only had I don't know if it's even been 5 minutes of cage time yet, but it's been helpful. Like just getting that experience and getting more comfortable in there. I feel better each time I fight. You know, I've been able to put together some good TKOs. Found that I have some good power in my hands, but I want to be able to like build on that and like actually start touching guys up. Like I feel like I haven't really been putting things together too much yet, as far as like combos, multiple strikes. But that's why I'm playing on this fight. Just doing a better job of putting everything together, just really touching them up. Use my wrestling a little bit. I haven't really gotten to showcase that too much, and that's obviously the best part of my game. But that's the plan.
Do you have one final message to Jordan before you guys get locked in the cage together?
One final message. Um, that's a good question, man. Like I said, I'm not. I've never been much of a shit talker. Like everyone's always chasing the same dream. I don't need to make myself hate my opponent or whoever I'm going up against. Same idea in wrestling. Like I'll be joking around, laughing at weigh-ins, getting along with everybody after. It's seldom, very seldom, I genuinely dislike someone. Like I said, I appreciate him stepping forward, taking this fight. It should be an interesting scrap. I'm excited to share the cage with him. Hoping to see him at his best, and we'll have some fun in there, my friend.
What should the fans at the Insurance Center expect from Jake Ferri on November 9th?
Oh, brother, expect a good show, man. I try to put on a good pace. Ever since me when I was wrestling, man, like fast paced matches. I expect to do the same thing when I'm fighting. You know, put on a good show. Uh, the fans in Bangor can expect to have a new favorite fighter.
We're gonna get into my last couple questions. There's some fun ones.
Cool.
What is Jake Ferry's MMA Mount Rushmore?
MMA Mount Rushmore. Oh man, that's uh that's a good one, man. Obviously, like I said, I try not to fanboy over guys too much, but I'd have to put Demetrius Johnson up there. He's one of my favorite fighters. You know, always loved George St. Pierre. Um, that's like an easy top two right there. And number three, who would I put on number three, man? That's a tough one, man. We'll skip over number three right now. Number four, we can leave that space empty, vacant for when I decide to finally come in and take that up. It might be a few years from now, but like I said, one fight at a time. You know, we're setting our goals, setting our eyes on the biggest things possible. I want to take this as far as I possibly can. So you can put me at number four, or me in the future at least.
If you could fight anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be and why?
Um, you ever see the movie A Christmas Carol or Christmas whatever it's called? You know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about? That little
Yeah,
kid Ralphie. Like
dude.
that, like
Yeah.
not the actor. I don't care about the actor, but that character himself. I've always hated that kid. Like I hate that movie. Whenever it comes on at Christmas time, I've always wanted to fight that kid. I would, I don't know if you could call it child abuse since he's a fictional character, but I would love to just mollywop that little child, man.
Um, who's one person from your gym you would go into a zombie apocalypse with?
One person in my gym I'd go into a zombie apocalypse with. Oh, buckets, man. Conor Morrill. He's I wouldn't put it past him to be a doomsday prepper. He's all into the conspiracy theories and guns and all that. He seems like a good person to be stuck in a zombie apocalypse with. But honestly, if it came to the case of like a zombie apocalypse, I don't know if I'd want to even try to be alive, man. I might just murk myself there, just end it. I don't know if I want to live through that. That'd be a game time decision. I'd have to see how I'm feeling when the apocalypse comes and decide then if I just take it in my own hands and try to ride it out.
So, who is your favorite MMA fighter? It can be yourself or anything.
My favorite MMA fighter. Um, yeah, I'd have to go with Demetrius Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah.
or like I said, George St. Pierre, like same as the Mount Rushmore. You know, maybe I'm pretty casual. I don't know. I just like to scrap, man.
I mean, those are two good picks right there. Best,
Yeah, I
like
mean, you
two of
can't
the
go.
best of all time. So,
Yeah, it's a bit of a basic pick, but you can't go wrong.
can you share the most memorable moment of your career so far?
Memorable moment of my career. Um, can I go back to towards wrestling?
Yeah.
The MMA career is still young, man. We still got a lot of memories to make. My most memorable moment of my career would probably be my my first time I made it to the NCAA Division One wrestling tournament. I was in St. Louis that year. I was wrestling through a separated shoulder in the conference qualifier. You know, I had to win two matches with the separated shoulder to get there. I won two close, tough matches. Wrestling through a good deal of pain. But when I made it, I was able to go to St. Louis and wrestle at nationals for the first time. We were able to fly out my wrestling coach that I told you about earlier. He was dying of cancer at the time, and he died about the next October after that. So like about a half year later, give or take. But that was like you know he was able to see me wrestle one last time. On the biggest stage. He would always say ever since I graduated high school, was going to college. When I make it to the national tournament, I'll be there. My first few years, I was looking very doubtful I was ever going to make the national tournament. I had losing record and stuff. Took me a while to kind of figure everything out, and it was a very special moment having him there one last time to watch me compete.
That is very special. Have one of your favorite, probably favorite person like ever to come watch you for the final
Absolutely,
time.
man.
Uh,
Absolutely.
do you have any final special shout outs to sponsors, supporters, and teammates before I let you go?
Um, I got great sponsors, great teammates, great team. I got an awesome support system that I appreciate more than the world. I was hoping I want to show you my wrestling club before we get going.
Yeah, run it. Let's
That
go.
cool?
Yeah.
All right, I'm flip the camera around. I'm gonna try to keep my bare feet out of it. You know, you gotta pay to see that. But this our club, Red Roots Wrestling Club. We're waiting on the wall mats to come in right now. They already been shipped, but they're like passing customs. But me and my guy Wayne, the guy who owns the club, brought me in to help run it and everything. Been doing a lot of work here. Recently moved into this facility earlier this summer. We've been, grinding it out. We recently put up these soundboards, lowered these lights, put up those climbing ropes and everything. Uh, we're planning on building a little weight room down here soon once we get everything cleared out. First, we gotta get through this. We have these stairs built to this mezzanine up here. We're building an office and a locker room for the kids and everything. Uh, Actually, right after this call, me and him are gonna be hauling up sheetrock to help build this office, frame everything. Let's see if I can flip this camera again. But yeah, that's struggling. That's another very, very important person in my life who's done a lot for me is Wayne. He's been building this wrestling club up for years, brought me on to help run it. With that, man, helps me to, chase my dream where I can, spend my mornings and afternoons training, doing whatever, getting ready. And then in the evenings, I coach. I just beat up some little kids for money. And, just kind of made the perfect life for me. We're going to keep building off it, keep on growing this place. Uh, I plan on eventually becoming a millionaire, a multi-millionaire through this wrestling club. You want to know my business plan?
Let's hear it.
So right now, we got a good deal of little kids. Actually, all the little monsters be coming in soon. We got to deal with all the small children, but we're gonna keep growing it, keep getting the numbers up. And then once we have enough small children, I'm actually gonna transition this wrestling club into a child labor workforce and profit off of exploiting all these 5 to 12 year olds, give or take. So that's that's
It's a
my business
beautiful,
plan.
it's a beautiful plan. It'll work out.
I think it'll work out great, man. I can't wait.
But all right. Thank you for coming on, dude. It was a pleasure to have you on. Probably,
Yeah,
I'll probably see you in November. I
you
think
gonna
I'm
be
gonna be
there?
there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Beautiful, my
But
friend. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and I appreciate you having me on the call, man.